Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back tonight with another really cool arcade game video for you. Check this one out. This is a really interesting and unique game. This is Taito's double axle in the dedicated cabinet. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. Very cool the way they did the cabinet. Very fun game. It's kind of like a monster truck game. Or it's definitely a monster truck game. I like how the text on the screen there, it's ripping off Bigfoot. But we'll get into that in a minute. This came out in 1990. Some of the artwork says 91, but it looks like on the screen it said 1990. And I believe came out in Japan or overseas before it came out over here. But it's really good looking game and really fun for what it is. I mean, you know, this isn't an RPG, people. This is a monster truck game. So it has this really cool side art on the side where it looks like the cabinet is kind of like the monster truck. So the steering wheel, as you can see, is approximately in the proper place. Double axle. It's got cool full side art on both sides. So let's look on the other side too. Same thing. Still in pretty decent shape too. So I was talking about how this is dedicated, right? So look on the back here. Taito. You know, I keep saying Taito, and I know that's right, but I like Taito. Taito, that just sounds cool to me. Taito America Corporation, suitable for indoor use only. Serial number 2106. I wonder if they started at 0. But this is actually a dynamo cabinet. I don't know if that's what this originally said, maybe. No, I think that was probably just like a F, whatever what's the government agency that makes them put a label on the game? Anyway, this is a dynamo cabinet. So whenever you talk about a dedicated cabinet, typically what you're saying is that a company designed a cabinet just for that one game, right? Well, Taito, whenever they get ready to make double axle, at least in America, what they did was they got a hold of Dynamo, who was already making a cabinet called the HS5. So this is a Dynamo HS5 cabinet. And they had a bunch of them shipped over, and then they made them all double axles. So they put full side art on them. They put the normal cut corner control panel on them that's on most of the dynamos from that era, and then they had this big plate piece here that bolts on to make it a driving game, and they just kind of made all of their stuff fit an existing dynamo HS5 cabinet. So some people get very pedantic about it and they say, oh, well, it's not dedicated, it's a kit. No, it's not a kit. It came from the factory just like this. This is the dedicated version of double axle. It just, instead of building their own cabinets, they contacted a cabinet company, Dynamo, and bought a bunch of cabinets from them. So a game like, even a game like Cruisin' USA, they weren't, well, I shouldn't say they weren't because they may have been, but I'm not positive Midway was actually making the cabinets themselves. They probably were buying them from a cabinet company and putting them together. That's why you see a lot of the driving games were in very similar cabinets. Well, I guess they were all Midway cabinets though, Midway games that did that. So disregard that last 30 seconds. But very cool game for what it is. Let's check out the art up here. Of course, it looks like a roll cage on the top, or I guess that's not really a roll. Well, yeah, that'd be a roll cage with the lights mounted on top of it. And then you've got this little guy who keeps screaming power for some reason on all of the flyers and everything for the game. 1991. There is a Japanese version that is in a different cabinet, more like some of the cabinets that you see over in Japan. And this is one of those, I think they call this a sprite scaler. I've been informed on YouTube. This is a sprite scaler. So basically you have images that pop up out of nowhere in the back, and then scale towards you and get bigger. And so it has this really weird thing going on where stuff will be half there in the background and then pop up out of nowhere, or like you'll be on certain parts and there'll be a bunch of water in the background, and then the mountains pop up that were supposed to be there the whole time. That's how it's got the red and the blue, light blue, and then orange. That's like that's the colors that the Bigfoot monster truck had on its artwork. So let's read the instructions here. They're very simple, folks. Instructions: 1. Select expert, standard, or beginner. Pass through a checkpoint within the time limit. 2. Shifting skill is the key to success. Low, L. Use when accelerating the vehicle and on bad roads. H. High. For high-speed driving. R stands for reverse. Used to back away from obstacles. Use nitro for added power boost to pull ahead of other racers. One thing neat about the bezel is that if you look really close, that little design is actually their logo. Just repeated over and over again. So it has a cool look to it. So you've got 3 fake little gauges here, of course. This steering wheel shakes, so it has a motor on the back of it that just has a weight on it, and so as it spins, it kind of throws that weight around, which makes the whole thing go brrrr. So it doesn't provide resistance when you steer. It just shakes the wheel whenever it wants to, which is pretty cool. And then another thing, whenever you're driving, you can go to the left and go to the right, but the wheel doesn't stop. It'll just keep going. So the wheel just keeps going, but the truck will only steer so far to the left. So like if you're going this far to the left, once you're that far to the left, if you keep turning to the left, you don't go any farther to the left. As soon as you start turning back to the right, you start going back to the right. It has a optical encoder wheel on the back, so there's a wheel that just keeps spinning through a optical eye, whatever. And so like I said, it basically tracks it so far, and then once you're all the way far, if you keep going, that wheel keeps spinning inside of that little encoder, but you don't go any farther to the left. You just keep going where you were. And then somehow, as soon as you so my whole point is, say you start like this, when you turn like that, you're going as far to the left as you can. But if you keep turning, you could turn 3 times around, or let's say 5 times around, whatever, and you're still going to the left, right? Well, as soon as you turn just this much back to the right, now you're going back to the right. So it's kind of unique that it does that. Most games either have a 360 steering wheel where it'll just go all the way around like this one, and you can actually usually turn all the way around and get stuck and everything else, or it's got a 270 steering wheel where it'll stop from lock to lock, like this is a Cruising USA here. You can only go so far. You can only go so far. Okay, and the other interesting thing about this one is it has this strange little handle on it, which is really weird. And it was made by IL. I don't know if you can see that good, but there's an IL logo on the end of the handle, which is a Spanish company that made the joysticks and controls and stuff that Hap sold back in the day, before they became Suzo Hap. So when they became Suzo Hap, they started making all their own stuff. And it's I'm going to butcher this, but it's something like, IL stands for something like Industrias Lorenzo or something like that. It's a Spanish company. Well, so all of the joysticks on like Mortal Kombat and the original games were made by Hap, but Hap was just buying them from IL. So Hap sold this joystick, but they were just buying it from IL, right? So IL is still in business, but they don't have the contract with Hap anymore. So Hap makes all their own stuff now, and the quality's not as high. So if you get an actual IL joystick or button or anything, it's higher quality, and they still make them, and they literally come out of Spain still. So this thing has 3 different gears, kind of. So it has low, and it has high. Well, you see that shifter all the time on games, right? And then it also has the turbo button on the side, and you see that shifter all the time on games. But it also has this strange little thing where you can push it to the side and go in reverse. But when you go in reverse on the game, the monster truck will only back up about 10 feet. So it just backs up a little bit and then stops, no matter how you've got the gas pedal, right? So you can't just like drive in reverse the whole time. It's just to back up a little bit. So it's a really unique way that they did it. Now this handle is loose as hell. Look at all that. And we messed with it and messed with it and messed with it. We couldn't really tighten it up because it's got some places in there that are elongated, and they don't make this particular handle anymore. So it works great, everything's right, but it's just a real loose handle, which is kind of how it was designed. I don't think it's supposed to be this loose, but there's 2 sets of switches in there that it hits, but very unique. I don't know if there were other games that handle was used on. I would imagine there were, but I've never, I'm not familiar with one that had low, high, and reverse on it like that. But hey, what do I know? And then of course down at the bottom they have a little gas pedal that's mounted. That's only a switch, so you just some of the gas pedals are a switch and some of them are a potentiometer. On this game it was just a switch. On cruising, potentiometer. So I'll set up the tripod, we'll play it a little bit, and we'll see what this thing's like. I couldn't set you up completely square to it because I have to be able to get around you to get to the gas pedal. But don't you like these videos better than whenever somebody just sets up a like a signal to the main ROM or something? I mean, you're viewing an actual arcade monitor. This is a Wells Garner K7000, also known as the best arcade monitor of all time. Maybe not the best looking, but it was in everything. They're really, I don't want to say easy to work on because then this one will die if I say that, but they're very fixable. Winners don't use drugs, people. All right, so I'm gonna turn up the volume.
Try your luck in this exciting race.
Yeah, try your luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Luck's for losers. Everybody knows that. All right, so you can do a cross-country track, a mud bog race. I think we're going to go with yeah, right? Okay, and you can buy stuff kind of like on Ivan Stewart's mud bog. I better do the tires, right? Okay.
The main event in this race is the mud bog. Drive right through rivers and mud.
Welcome back to the Boston Track here in
Uh-oh, I got a wheelie. Whoa, the wheel's shaking, people. think this is a mud bog. Where is my mud I was promised? Oh! Oh! Oh, come on. Oh no! Oh no! I gotta come in third place. So you know what that means. Nitro time. Oh, I fell off! I don't have any nitro left. I just had that one. That's all I bought. My red's a little high. See it bleeding over on the guy's tires? Oh, come on. Man. Damn it. Oh, man. You've got to go low. You can't go fast through this. Ridiculous. I'm back to low, people. Look at this. Look at this. They're just mocking me. I don't even know if I want to continue. We'll continue. All right, cross country. Oh, that was standard. Okay, so the cross country's beginner. Icy's expert. Better do cross country, people. I'm a beginner. Let's get the big engine, right?
In this race is the cross-country race. Drive through this area without any roads.
I look just like that guy. Boom! Get out the way! Yeah, look at how the background is. That is not glitched, people. That's how they designed it. Oh, dude wrecked. Cliff. Uh-oh. 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 Damn it! Fiery death. Nitrous. What the hell? Nitrous. The nitro got me second place, people.
Car number 4 crosses the finish line.
That's what's up. Score points by destroying more obstacles than that the opponent's car destroys. No points are scored if the opponent's car destroys any obstacles. What? Boom! Destroy stuff, people. The wheel is just vibrating constantly. Oh! Oh, I'm destroying buses. Did he beat me? No, I beat him. I win. I'm a wiener. Icy expert. Okay, I'm gonna do it just so you can see it, but I'm not going to enjoy it. This is a sacrifice just for you viewers. Oh. Oh, wow, I got money. Well, not much. Let's make the engine even bigger. That's all I got, people. That's all I got.
The main event in this race is the icy road. The road is frozen and is very slippery.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to the Boston.
Look, he's a monster. I have no chance of finishing this damn race. I'm just gonna leave it in low the whole time. Well, let's go high. I couldn't resist. Okay, we're back to low. It said I had to finish in 5th place. Oh, man. The hell? Oh. I'm near the end, people. I gotta be. I don't have any nitro. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I overcorrected. Oh, no. What are we going to do? Damn it. Damn it, I was right there, too. I ranked out. Wah, wah, wah. All right, so there you go, people. That is the super cool double axle. And the game is over. Oh, Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. We're going to put in our initials. We're going to try to. Whoop. 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 Messed that up. Very cool. I did a little better than I thought I was going to do. But it's a pretty fun game. I've seen these kitted into sit-downs, or they may have made a dedicated sit-down where you can race each other. I don't know. I'm not positive it's linkable, though.
Unlocking this exciting race.
Like, I've seen them in a sit-down with two cars, but it could have just been that they put two kits in a game and you can't actually race against each other. We should probably look that up. But I think it's just got the 3 boards basically. Well, we did one at night, so I guess I guess it's the 3 boards and some of them are at night like that. So if you didn't catch it, like after that one race, you go to like a demolition derby thing where you just try to break stuff and run into as much stuff as you can in the arena, and you get points for it. And so if you get more points than the other person, you get money, and you can use the money to buy stuff in between rounds. So, you know, this is like a game for kids to enjoy breaking stuff for a quarter. So I mean, you know, what are you gonna say? Pretty cool. I like it. I don't know if this ever made it to a home system, because it's not super deep, you know. Like most home games, they have to have where you can play them for a while, you know. So they may have, I don't know, possible. But there you go, folks. Leave us your comments below. Do you remember playing this back in the day? What do you think about the cool cabinet? You think you could beat me at this? You think you could finish that expert course in first place? I don't know. It was pretty tough. Leave your comments below. Now, by the time you see this game, we may not have it for sale anymore. It may have monster trucked off to somebody else's game room, so it may not even be available. So we're not making this video trying to advertise it or sell it or anything. We're just trying to document some of the stuff that used to be around back in the day and is now drying up. You don't see as much stuff like this anymore, but in the 90s there was stuff like this all over the arcades. Tons of different games, just stuff that was, you know, a little different than the next driving game, and everybody trying to earn that quarter that you had, right? So we may not have this for sale anymore, but you can see all the games that we do have for sale, even if it's years after this video's up. Go look right now, see if I'm a liar yet, because eventually I'll die or something, so the website will have to be taken down. But as of right now, the website is up. lionsarcade.com. Go check it out. Now, if you want, you can stop by and see us. We're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is about 15 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're just over the state line. Maybe 10 miles over the state line on I-77, if you're familiar with that. So you can stop by and see us. Now, if you don't want to buy anything, so you're not going to go on our website, and you can't stop by because you live in Hawaii or someplace wonderful, that's fine. Just subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we will film many more videos for you. Every time we get something interesting in like this, we'll film a little video for your viewing pleasure. Double axle.